Hey guys, welcome back from break. I hope you all had really good vacations. I can't wait to see you all and hear all about them tomorrow. In the meantime, though, you are going to get started on your next CSE history unit. I know, you're excited. And it is going to be philosophy again. Woohoo! However, we are not doing Aristotle and Machiavelli. We are doing John Locke and Thomas Hobbes. And to prepare you to learn about them, this lecture type thing is to give you some background so you have some context going into the readings that you'll be doing. All right? However, to get you started, I do want you guys to take out your journals. And what I want you to do for the next 10 minutes is I want you to spend some time, so about 10 minutes, journaling these questions. They address the main ideas that we're going to be talking about for the next few classes, and we are going to discuss your journals tomorrow. So please take some time and do them thoughtfully. Press pause on this, and when you're done, come back. All right. So the first guy we're going to talk about is a man named Thomas Hobbes. All right. Now, Thomas Hobbes was born 1588 and lived till 1679, and he wrote about what's called a state of nature, which you guys just journaled about, all right? And he believed a state of nature, which essentially is human beings in their most primitive form, okay? He thought it was a state of war. He believed that when human beings lived in a state of nature, okay, it became survival of the fittest. He thought life would be nasty, brutish, and short because people would just constantly be raping, killing, and stealing from each other in order to preserve their own livelihood. So essentially, people would only be out for themselves. Okay, they wouldn't care about anyone else. They wouldn't care about helping anyone else. They were only concerned with their own survival. Okay, so again, this is Thomas Hobbes' view of a state of nature. Thomas Hobbes also believed some certain things about society, okay? He believed that in order for man to survive, okay, they had to come out of the state of nature and form a society. And he thought that mankind would agree to certain rules, okay, to increase overall safety, even though in agreeing to these rules, they might give up some freedom, okay? It's kind of like giving up a freedom to gain a freedom. For example, for your lives, all right? You give up the freedom, if you have a license, to drive as fast as you want down the road, all right? You give up that freedom to obey the rule of a speed limit. The freedom you gain is that you feel comfortable driving around the road, that you won't hit anyone and someone won't hit you, okay? So you're giving up the freedom to go as fast as you want, but you're gaining the freedom to feel safe on the road. Okay, we'll talk more about that tomorrow if it's a little confusing. Hobbes also believed that a society should provide the basic institutions so everyone can enjoy them. So society, okay, and the government or leaders in that society should provide hospitals, education, shelter, food for all people, okay? He believed that we needed these rules, okay? We needed these rules in society because without them, people would be fully self-interested and have no morals. Again, they would just do whatever they wanted in order to survive. John Locke, on the other hand, had some very specific ideas about state of nature and society, but they were quite different than Thomas Hobbes. And so as you're learning about both of these guys, think about which one do you agree with more? Which one do you relate to more? Okay, so John Locke was born in 1642, okay, and he lived till 1716, so a little bit later than Hobbes. And he believed in a state of nature. It would not be a state of war like Hobbes believed. But he believed a state of nature, everyone would have natural respect for people's claims to life, liberty, and property. Okay, does that sound familiar? Think about where you've heard that before. He believed that human beings were aware that we are all equally God's creatures. We're all created equal. All right? And because of that, because we're all God's creatures, we're all equal, we don't have the right to destroy ourselves. So we can't destroy each other either. Okay? We can't just rape and kill and steal. We wouldn't do that in a state of nature. Even in a state of nature, Locke believed that humans are aware of their morals and they would use rationality and reason to solve disputes, not violence, okay? So their human instinct wouldn't be to fight. He believes human instinct would be to use reason and to try to talk it out. All right, and he gives names to these two types of freedom. So he says that a liberty, okay, it's a good freedom. You like that. A license is a bad and undesirable freedom. We will talk more about that tomorrow because it's a little bit confusing. Okay? So John Locke believed with society, he also believed that humans wouldn't survive very well in a state of nature. They would need to come out and form a society. But we would form societies not because we had to, like Hobbes believed, but because we are good, okay, not perfect, and the government would help us preserve the natural liberties we have, okay? So he believed that a society wouldn't create new liberties, but make sure that we retain the liberties we already have, okay? Whereas Hobbes believed naturally we're in a state of bad freedoms, right, where we're free to rape, we're free to kill, we're free to steal. Those are bad freedoms, okay? And we're only in a state of good freedoms, okay, where you can protect your property and you can protect your life and liberty by forming social contracts or by agreeing to be in a society, okay? John Locke also believed that government should be small, okay? It shouldn't provide all the institutions like Hobbes believed, okay? He believed that the government should keep their nose out of people's business, okay? They only exist to help resolve disputes that people can't really settle themselves. Okay? Institutions like schools and hospitals aren't given as entitlements as part of this freedom. People would need to be charged for their services. Again, smaller government. So in summary, Hobbes believed in a state of nature, people's instincts were to protect themselves, and in a way, they're kind of naturally bad. Okay? And the only way to survive would be to enter into society with a big type of government. All right? Locke believed in a state of nature, people are naturally good, and we enter into a society and form a government to help stay good, and he believes in a smaller government. Take a minute right now, pause this, and please write down any questions that you have or specific parts you want to make sure we go over tomorrow. When you finish writing down your questions, go back to your journal. And I want you to journal twice more for about 5 minutes on these two questions. All right, guys, your homework, which is on Schoology, is to read Hobbes. Okay, you're to read Hobbes once through. When you're done, you're to go back and reread paragraphs 1 through 4 and take reading notes. Okay, there are guiding questions also on Schoology to help guide your reading notes. You can either answer them on there or you can answer them as your notes. It's up to you. But the one thing you do need to do is start your running list of paraphrases, okay? So you need to paraphrase each paragraph. If you have any questions, please email me or let Miss Carney know. Happy homeworking, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday, Tuesday, whatever day.